bum, 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 bum. Oh my god, this sucks. Okay. Hello, listeners. Welcome to the Bold and the Brash, where we are both bold
and brash.
You're with your hosts Dempsey
and Mac,
with special guests
Colin.
Yeah. So today we're gonna talk about King Skull Island. Kong is king. Kong's King Island. It's Kong
Skull Island.
Okay, and I've seen it.
I have seen it.
Cool. I have not seen it.
Not seen it.
So
you are missing.
You gotta sell me on this movie.
I honestly thought it was gonna suck.
Well, can we talk about spoilers then?
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care.
Okay,
about
I feel like in every episode that we do, it's
spoiler.
No, I was saying because Colin's here. We're just gonna ruin the movie for you.
I don't care about spoilers.
I will also...
I got spoilers on Daredevil season 1.
Oh shit!
And I was like, I don't care.
Well, now it's a little late for that. It's like...
Well, before I watched it, I started with Jessica Jones.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit! Oh,
okay.
Last year when we had that snowstorm, into the spring semester of freshman year, I was just trapped in the room. So I'm like, Netflix. And I finished Jessica Jones and started Daredevil.
Fair enough.
Finished season 1 and then started season 2.
So you knew what spoilers were there for Daredevil?
The nurse. I should have known the nurse before I watched Jessica Jones because I was like, who the fuck is this nurse?
Okay. Anyways,
Fair
so whole rant over. I don't care about spoilers.
Fair enough.
Good job. Okay, so how are you doing today, Matt?
I'm doing good. How are you, sir?
Good. How was your day?
Oh, it was grand.
Hold on. I bet I can guess how your day went. I bet you helped a sick friend.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you can read minds.
I'm a precog.
What'd I do before that?
What'd you do before that?
I went to class.
Oh,
I had to skip class for.
Okay.
More like Matt, just went to class and then went to work and dealt with very annoying customers that think your world is supposed to revolve around them.
God. Oh, you think it's bad? Where do you work? Oh, short. You think people's world revolves around your customers?
Yeah, should we be staying where we work?
Instead of working at unnamed grocery store
and unnamed coffee shop.
You should work at unnamed coffee shop where people are extremely pretentious and the world revolves around them.
I just want my latte, damn it!
I always think of as like the white.
You mean unnamed grocery
market? Unnamed grocery store with the Chinese department.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we have the CEO of unnamed coffee shop. Why did I censored myself for a coffee shop?
Just making more work for me.
We're gonna just go through. Just as we're going through the episodes, or as we're going through the episode, just blurt the name out, and then you have to edit around.
So if we're bleeping you out, or if we're bleeping one of us out,
you hear random bleeps.
It's not because we're cursing. It's because we're talking about.
It's where we're talking about name brands, which we want to stay away from. Anyways,
insert name brand here.
Yeah. Anyways, my day was really good. I have a segue. So, my day was really good. I work with kids. I think that's general enough. That's good, right? Okay, I work with kids, and so a few of my kids were singing "Be My Guest" or "Be Our Guest," which is my segue to now I'm going to talk about Beauty and the Beast because that's just a fucking stupid movie. And I'm not saying I tell my kids that I work with. I'm like if they enjoy it,
kids, it's a stupid fucking movie.
No, if they enjoy it, that's fine. I'm glad they enjoy it. But, and second of all, first of all, Be Our Guest is the best part of Beauty and the Beast. Have you ever seen Beauty and the Beast?
Oh, well, I haven't seen the new one that came out.
No.
Yeah, of course.
The original? That's a classic.
The original, Be Our Guest is such a good. Oh, it's so good. Okay,
Be our guest. Be our guest. Put our service to the test.
It's so good. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh, it's so magical. Anyways.
Tune in next week for musical chairs.
Yeah, anyways, it's so and the how charming the little he's not a lamp, he's a
candlestick. They're not a chandelier. Chandelier.
Yeah, he's so charming. He's so fucking lovable. He's all even in the new version.
He sounds like a French.
Well, he is. Yeah, he's supposed to be like
a French fragrance commercial. Hello.
No, yeah, it's super. Yeah, it's Anyway, okay. So yeah, okay. So those were the two best things about it. It was Be Our Guest, and because
was
it
Gaston?
No. Oh, Gaston was by.
Gaston
was by?
Yeah, Gaston was by. Because okay, there's a.
Did he like get freaky with LeFou or something?
Well, okay, because so LeFou.
No one sucks dick like Gaston.
Okay, so it was kind of like that. So like LeFou, which is like kind of the fatter French guy, and Gaston, which is like the handsome one that wants to woo.
Did Josh Gad have a French accent in this?
I honestly can't remember. I mean, it was. I think so. I think they did. But I literally just came out of it. Like I watched it earlier this evening. Anyways, there's a part. Spoilers, by the way, for Beauty and the Beast. If you're a child, you shouldn't be listening to this anyways. And if you're an adult, you've probably seen the original. So I don't feel bad spoiling anything. So LeFou is gay, but Gaston.
Damn.
No, but Gaston is bi. Like I think, like how I watched it, he was bi because he leaves bite marks on LeFou's stomach, which
okay.
Because he was like, no one do just like Gaston, like that song, and he was like, no one bites like Gaston, and then he pulls up his stomach, and then there's like a bite mark. I'm like, that's super sexual. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
I don't know when it's okay to bite another
man. Does Belle know about this?
But and then like he gets really cuddly with other guys. Like I'm not talking about LeFou, it's Gaston, and then Gaston gets really. So in my mind, this is my rationale. He's so in love with himself that like besides masturbation, the closest thing to sleeping with himself would be to sleeping with another guy. And so in my mind, that's what makes him bi.
I feel like sleeping with LeFou is nothing like sleeping with Gaston. They're total opposites.
Well, no, but and LeFou feels like he has an actual chance with Gaston too, as well. And the movie implies that.
Well, I mean,
that LeFou and Gaston have an actual chance of ending up together.
Yeah, and so that would. But
I
Gaston,
feel like I could predict this entire movie.
Hold on, but obviously Gaston also wants to sleep with Emma Watson. So he's not straight up gay.
But Dan Stevens wants to too. Let's just.
Anyways, you said who doesn't want to sleep with Emma Watson?
Yeah.
I'm not sexually attracted to Emma Watson.
What?
Hold on. There is a female character we will talk about that showed up in Kong that I am very attracted to. But Emma Watson, I associate her too much with Hermione, and I can't get past
exactly.
it.
That's like every
no, I can't.
Guy that grew up with Harry Potter.
But I still see her as a little kid.
On Emma Watson.
She's
like, the same age as us.
That's like saying all of us didn't fall in love with Padme and then watch every Natalie Portman movie that there's ever been.
Well, it's
exactly.
I can't get over. I think I didn't grow up with Harry Potter. I watched Harry Potter for the first time last summer. And
I can see why you have that.
And then so for me, Emma Watson is a little girl. She still looks like a little girl. Like her face doesn't age.
I don't know. I mean, like I didn't watch Harry Potter until like the Half-Blood Prince, and then I went and saw the first part of Deathly Hallows when it came out in theaters, and then the next year when the second part came out. So I wouldn't say like I grew up with Harry Potter, but still I saw it.
I grew up with white girls telling me about Harry Potter, which is basically like growing up with Harry Potter.
Fair enough.
Anyways, okay, so back to Beauty and the Beast. It's a rapey, weird movie about a guy who's like the Beast is really abusive, and he like forces Belle there to be against her will, and then Belle falls in love.
Stockholm
syndrome. So I went with a good friend, and this friend, be it male or female, really enjoys Beauty and the Beast, and they sent me a link to Emma Watson talking about how it's not Stockholm syndrome. And so Emma Watson apparently is aware that she's making this movie that's very Stockholm Syndrome-y. And she says it's because in Stockholm Syndrome, you start to develop the personality of your captors, and Belle never develops the personality of the Beast. So that is a technicality, though. Yeah. The heart of Stockholm Syndrome is still there. The fact that she empathizes and then falls in love with this guy who keeps him captive, and then it's like this really unhealthy, like, so when she wants to go see the father, she has to ask Beast for permission to go see her father, and then Beast says no at first, and then she doesn't. And that's so unhealthy. Like, even when she's fallen in love with him, she's still a prisoner, and that's not okay. And he's violent, and he does this thing where I can't remember the Disney classic that much, but I do remember this new one because I just seen it. So he does this thing where he throws these like he throws these temper tantrums basically, and then he says these mean things, and then he says that you're not supposed to judge him for it because that's what he said when he was mad and he can't control his temper. Which is not healthy.
No.
This is like, what are we feeding to our little girls?
Enabling
exactly.
like a psychopath almost.
You are, yes. Okay, thank you. Because
I mean, granted,
now I just want to see this movie for like Dempsey's like gay LeFou and By Gaston.
It's granted, I would say like the whole thing with like him being a beast and like kind of fucks with his mind a little bit and does make him a little crazy anyway.
But she falls in love with him as a beast.
Okay,
she doesn't fall in love with him as a man. If he was a beast and then turned into a man and then they developed romance when he was a man and didn't have the temper issues, I'd be okay with that. She falls in love with him while he has the temper issues.
Can we reference other YouTubers here?
Sure.
I watched a film theory. Matt Pat talked about about Beauty and Beast, the original.
Okay.
And he made this excellent point that okay, I'm getting somewhere.
Okay.
And he made the point that like when Beast was turned into a beast, he was still a child in the original fairy tale. He was like still like 12.
No, okay. My point is, no matter how you I'm not saying I'm judging Beast. I'm judging the fact that someone has fallen in love with that, because that's not a healthy relationship. If you want to go get Beast the help that he needs to segue into normal society and deal with his issues, that's fine. But don't have a love interest, because that's not going to be a healthy relationship. It makes sense. He's a spoiled brat, always got his way, and his servants still wait on him hand and foot. Because even when they're plates or whatever, they still do everything for him. He's a spoiled brat that never got over it and doesn't deserve love. Right?
Whoa. All the spoiled brats, you do not deserve love.
Not until you get your shit together before or while you're also not holding someone captive against their will.
You are making me appreciate Logan more and more.
Logan, yeah. Okay. Anyways, so that's my random Beauty and the Beast. I'm gonna stop now because I can go for hours. That's my random Beauty and the Beast. It's a fucking.
We will. I'll tell you what.
It's a cycle. It's a cycle.
Colin and at least I will go see it, and we'll talk about.
I will try and go see it. I'll pull a double feature this weekend.
It's a movie for psychopaths, and little girls should not be watching that. If you want a good movie to go take your little girls to, go take them to see Moana, because that movie's kick ass.
Probably playing at the West Mall 7 theaters by now.
Yeah, go.
And it's also on DVD.
It's $3. Yeah,
at the Redbox.
So you can
see it at
probably
West Mall 7
if it's
for
on
$5
DVD,
and Redbox for $1.
If it's on DVD, it's probably piratable.
It's probably
You can just go pirate it for your daughter.
We are not recommending you pirate movies.
I'm all for it.
No,
Disney will find you and they will cut you in half.
They will Liam Neeson your ass. They will find you and they will kill you.
They have superheroes now. It's gonna be Chris Evans showing up at your door and be like, "You fucking pirated my movies."
It's not. I just did this so I could meet you, man.
Okay. Anyways, I'm done now.
Okay, you good?
Preview for the next episode.
Now you gotta make a trailer of just Dempsey losing his shit.
Cause I don't understand the appeal. Like, okay, so here's my thing. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I love the Grimm Brothers fairy tales." Grimm Brothers fairy tales were written like a long time ago.
But they are dark as fuck.
Hold on. The Grimm Brothers fairy tales,
especially the Little Mermaid one.
You guys keep talking. I'm gonna Google something.
Yeah, I know the Little Mermaid. I swear, but like fucking everybody gets raped. And these Disney stories, like what the hell?
Yeah, it's
like who?
It's statutory rape. Like Aladdin's like 18 and he's bagging like a 14-year-old.
Okay. Sleeping Beauty, she isn't like awakened by some kiss. She's fucking raped while she's asleep. She gives birth to these children while she's still asleep, and then like when they're 2 or 3 years old, she wakes up and she has these kids.
That would be a fucked up Disney movie. like the Black Cauldron is the closest they got to making like a really like weird fucked up movie.
Yeah.
But like if they want to be like, we're gonna get a little edgy. That's what people want these days. They want edge. They want darkness. They want... Fuck yeah!
So, Grimm's Brothers fairy tales were published in 1812 when it was okay to beat your wife. And hold her hostage in a house. And hold her hostage. It's not okay to do that anymore. Okay, I'm done.
You good?
I'm done.
You cool?
We're good.
I'm like,
okay,
hold on. I have one more. I have one more. I study. I'm going to school for education. Oh, Okay, I
But you gave them our full names. We can give them a little more.
I don't think I did we?
Yeah.
We said, yeah, them Matt and Colin. Yeah, we did.
Shit.
Oh, no, we just gave them that one.
Just beep out our
We
last
want to bleep
names.
out our last names?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll just...
I'm gonna be sharing.
Fill
on my
in
personal-
what name you think we are.
I guess.
If you know us, stay out of the game.
and send in your guesses.
Anyways, but so I'm studying a profession that deals with children's literature and stuff like that, and so
Sure.
I've heard Dempsey's many rants on that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, we should change that. Okay.
And now, your feature presentation.
Alright, sell me on Kong Skull Island.
It's
Kong
fucking
Skull
amazing, and you should go to it.
Starts
That's
off-
the kind of movies that should be supported.
I'm not gonna lie, when we first went to this movie, I was running on like maybe 3 hours of sleep for like 48 hours. I was exhausted, so I'm not gonna lie, there are a few brief moments where like for 12 seconds I fell asleep, and then I woke up and I'm like, wait, what did he call those what did he call those creatures? Because all I hear was like, there's these creatures, and that's what I call them. Don't judge me. But like, what?
Main question I have. How good is John C. Reilly in this movie?
He does really good at balancing between being a serious character and being fucking hilarious.
Because
also.
that shot in the trailer where he's holding the katana up here, I'm like, is he
It
actually
is-
gonna fuck shit up?
It's a little hard to take him seriously slightly, but like
But he's really
for the
lovable.
character he's basically playing somebody who's been on the island for about 12 years. So he's a little crazy anyway. So he's like the
Spoiler, by the way.
perfect spoilers. We already know there's going to be spoilers. But he's the perfect like person to play because he's naturally like a funny guy. Like you're not going to take him seriously and you're not necessarily supposed to because
he's going
crazy, but he also like
he knows how to survive there.
Yeah, he's like to be taken seriously, but to a certain extent.
It's good. If they would have cast someone not serious, it would have had way too much weight behind it, the fact that he's been on the island for 12 years. Like with him, you could like enjoy the fact that he's been on the island for 12 years.
Yeah.
If it would have been like a more serious actor, it would have been just super dark and sad. The fact that he's been, and especially
John C. Reilly made this a fun movie. I take it.
Yeah, I mean it was already a fun movie,
It's-
but I feel like he was kind of like the icing on the he didn't.
Oh yeah.
He complimented it very well.
Young John C. Reilly was also pretty good.
Yeah.
Did you want to start with the beginning?
Oh yeah. Oh no, I didn't. I fell asleep for like maybe 5 seconds,
Okay.
like twice. So yeah, I saw the whole thing.
Alright.
Like yeah.
No, I mean like, do you want to start with the beginning? Like,
Oh sorry, I said I fell asleep
No,
right at
no,
the
no,
beginning.
no.
Yeah, let's start at the beginning, like last time. So like basically it starts off. These two guys. It's like during the Vietnam War. So like.
No, World War II.
Oh shit! Yeah, the next word is the Vietnam War.
Isn't
My
it
bad.
in the 70s?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, so like it starts off in,
with John C. Reilly, young John C.
with
Reilly.
young John C. Reilly.
Which World War II?
In World War II, and like these are two fighter planes, and both of them crash on this island, and so like they're on this beach. So one guy is on this beach, and young John C. Reilly, he jumps out, starts running to this other plane, and there's this other I think it's like I think it was like Japanese. Anyway, he jumps out and like he breaks out this sword and they start going at it. And they get to the edge of this cliff.
And they look young. Like they actually look young.
No, they're pretty
like,
young.
So
like they
it
look
was,
like it's.
But
it
they
was
get to, like,
good.
They get to the edge.
Age-defying CGI, not like Michael.
No,
Douglas
it
again?
wasn't
No, it was
CGI.
like
It was a
different
different
actors.
actor.
They were different
Oh,
actors.
different actors.
Oh, Will, but Britain.
Yeah, but anyway, like they start out like they end up at the edge of this cliff. They're both fighting. The Japanese guys about to stab him in the throat and shit.
It's really fun.
And then Kong just like slowly, he puts one hand up, then the other one, and then they just kind of look at him, look at each other, and then like you find out later they actually became like allies because basically they're stuck on the island. They're trying to like survive on this island, and so they became best friends. But that's how it starts off, and then it goes like with the intro and everything.
And then you meet Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, John Goodman, and
Yeah.
Sam Jackson.
Which I didn't realize that John Goodman was in it. I kind of forgot that John Hiddleston was in it, and also that Jackson was in it. So like when I'm watching,
Jackson's all over the marketing.
when I'm watching, I never saw the trailer. I saw like bits and pieces here and there, but like nothing. It didn't really catch my eye.
I am.
So like when I
cavalry.
see these names on the like opening credits, I'm like, oh my god, that guy, he's in it, he's in it, he's in it, this is gonna be pretty good.
And it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as performances, I will say, this is just my opinion, Tom Hiddleston was totally replaceable. He wasn't. He didn't. He, like as Loki, Tom Hiddleston needs to be Loki, but the character he played in Kong literally could have been anybody.
I don't know. Like I feel like not anybody could play him. I feel like he he did fit the character requirements pretty well.
But it wasn't like he had none of like his. Like it didn't really have his charm.
Should I fill in the listeners that I have not seen this movie yet? So
yeah,
they are selling me on this movie, guys.
Oh yeah, which was selling. Okay.
Yeah.
I
feel like he played because it was supposed to be like basically the guy who was playing was like this guy who was like basically like kind of badass. He was a tracker. He like helped track. I think it was like
he was very British.
Yeah, he was
very
British.
British. So Tom Hiddleston felt right at home.
He did. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Anyways, okay. So we have young John C. Reilly, young Japanese dude. They're fighting on the cliff, whatever. Kong shows up and was like, "What up, motherfuckers?" And then it cuts to credits, the opening credits, and it's like it like moves through like the montage of like gets you from World War II to and then
to like 1970.
Yeah. To actually, it's the day the Vietnam War ended. Because
that's right. Yeah, because they were pulling all the troops out, and so basically it starts off with John Goodman and his assistant coming up to like this. I don't know who exactly they were talking to.
It's Corey Hawkins, and his character's name is Houston Brooks.
Okay, but yeah, they're coming up to him and they're like,
"Thank you, IMDb."
Hey. No, I knew that.
We refer to IMDb a lot.
No, I knew that.
Okay. Anyway, they come up and they up to him. They're like, "Hey, we need your permission and support and all this like money and shit to go to this island, look this shit up. But we need to do it now because pulling troops out, we need an escort. They basically need an escort. So basically they got it. But I'm not gonna lie. Every time I saw like John Goodman, or anytime I hear John Goodman, I always think of Sully. So I hear John Goodman talk, and I'm like, it's Kitty.
John Goodman knows that there's King Kong around now.
He knows. Yeah, he knows that.
From the trailers, I got that he's like, I know that there's some bitches out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he kind of withholds. He kind of withholds that knowledge because basically, like, he gets these troops, and the main reason for to have these troops is to have this ammo, and he says that they're gonna drop these bombs or seismic charges to get a feel for how how hollow the land is or what kind of for the geography and everything. But really, the real reason he's doing it is to lure King Kong out so they can get proof that this thing exists. So basically,
and we have a montage where they get the team. They get Brie Larson, who's a photographer. Okay, I just want to go on Brie Larson now. Okay.
Yep, sorry.
Brie Larson is
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. She is one of the most beautiful women or beautiful persons in Hollywood now. I'm equally attracted to her as I am Chris Evans, which is the maximum attraction level that I could possibly do right now. And so,
I will admit, Chris Evans is a handsome man.
It's so fucking hot. Oh, I want to do dirty things to him. Anyways. But Brie Larson, this is one thing I enjoyed about this movie. So Brie Larson has this unique kind of attractiveness that she has yet to be sexualized in a movie, and she's not sexualized in this movie, and it makes me so fucking happy because she's such it would be weird to have her sexualized because she's super attractive and she's super gorgeous, but in the same way, I guess Chris Evans is kind of sexualized as Captain America, but he's still like...
How many shirtless scenes has he had?
I would prefer if he had as many as Brie Larson. Or no, Brie Larson had many shows. Anyways, the point is that I'm really looking forward to her as Captain Marvel, and she played excellently in this role. I also wanna say that none of the human characters really matter.
It's all about Kong.
They
learned their mistake from Godzilla. Thank the Lord.
Yeah, I'd say Kong was definitely, even though he wasn't in it as much as the human characters were, it focused around Kong, and the human characters were all basically there to support or secondary characters.
Were his supporting cast.
Yeah,
basically.
Kong's the one that had the character arc.
He was the one that connected them all. Like, he was the one, like, because there's basically a small group of people, they get separated. So, like, a small group of people over here with Samuel Jackson, and then you got over here with Tom Hiddleston and
Brie Larson.
Yeah.
She's so beautiful. Anyways, okay. So they're dropping the seismic bombs to...
Yeah, they're dropping the seismic charges with basically bombs. And King Kong comes out and comes up and first thing he throws his palm tree through the helicopter. And from then on he just goes fucking ape shit on pun intended.
Pun intended.
But he just goes like fucking crazy. Like there's like probably 20 helicopters.
Oh yeah.
And basically at the end there's like maybe like one or two helicopters that are flying around and then they crash, and that's where the two main groups are. But anyway, like, yeah, he throws helicopters into each other. He throws trees into helicopters. He goes fucking crazy. And it's awesome.
It's so good! And he looks good! He looks so good!
No,
it's such a good looking Kong!
Like, in the movie, like,
Kong,
in King Kong, he was big, but he wasn't as big as you expect King fucking Kong to be. But Kong in this movie, like, he was a...
So, can this Kong size. Legitimately fight Godzilla?
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, that would be like... That would be...
Okay, I'm set. I'm good.
This Kong... Okay,
but like, that's what I thought of when he was fighting...
The little skull crawlers or whatever they're called?
Yeah, whatever the fuck he called it. Okay, that's when I fell asleep. What did John C. Reilly call
That's
them?
what he called them, skull crawlers.
Skull crawlers, okay.
That sounds stupid now.
Wait, there's no T-Rex in this movie where he, like...
No, but he does that with the skull crawler, and it was fucking awesome.
It was... And then... Okay, no, let's keep going.
Yeah, we'll keep going. So basically, yeah, they get separated.
Okay, this is one thing I want to know. This King Kong, like, for me, how you make a character badass is you make him vulnerable, but still badass. Like in Logan, for example, how he was still getting hurt, stuff like that. And this Kong gets hurt.
But he was still fucking shit up.
So this Kong, when he's swatting the helicopters down, because he gets a cut on his arm and he gets a cut on his hand, because the propellers cut his hands when he's swatting the helicopters down. And it's so good, because then he's like, what the fuck? Like it's like, King Kong's like, shit! He's like, what the shit is this? It's really good.
And Samuel Jackson's like, you made him bleed, we can take down this motherfucker, because somehow, if you make somebody's, like, hand bleed, you can also kill them.
But no, yeah,
because as what's-his-face from Iron Man said, if you can make God bleed, people will cease to believe in him, or something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
Was that, like, the guy that was in Iron Man 2?
Yeah, the guys with the whips.
Oh, Whiplash?
Whiplash.
Played by...
The guy who lashed the whips. What was his name?
Whiplash! Ha! That is the most creative character name they've ever came up with. He has whips and he lashes them.
It's not better than Iron Man. Who just wears the iron suit. Like,
and he's
if you think about it, and he's a man.
Every superhero, though, let's be honest.
They just
Superman.
The current Iron Man is a black girl
who's not a man, so points for
creativity.
True, I guess. Spider-Man. He has powers of a spider, and he's also a man.
Well, he's actually a teenage boy.
Stan Lee didn't really think too outside the box on these names.
No. Okay. Anyways. Okay. So we have injured Kong, slightly injured, and then there's like boring people stuff.
Basically boring. Like the next thing that really happened,
so
like basically Samuel Jackson's.
I mean, not.
Like there's a couple of main
Sam
points.
Jackson entertaining.
Yeah,
he's crazy. He's fucking ass. Well, basically, he's addicted to war. Like you can even tell, like before at the end of the Vietnam War, when they're pulling troops out and everything, you can just tell he's really depressed because he's like, this shit's over. What am I gonna do now? So basically, he gets a call from the guy that keep wanting to say Saul Goodman, that John Goodman was talking to, and he goes, hey, come on over, and he's like, yes, thank you. And, pulls his troops over. So he was super excited.
The troops were pissed, though.
So they were. Yeah, but he was really happy. He acted like he was. He's like, oh, man, I have to do this shit again. All right, guys, come on.
But he was super...
But he was, like, yeah, because he basically lived for that shit.
But his troops were super...
Yeah.
Super mad.
Yeah. But basically, so he's pissed that Kong killed all these people. But mostly it was just the fact that he saw an enemy... He saw a battle and he wanted to fight. But yeah, so he has this vendetta against Kong and he wants to kill him because he killed all the troops and then eventually kills this one other guy who's like slightly important and pulls him out.
Slightly important.
Or he didn't kill him. One of the skull crawlers did.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so then basically Jackson's group is the only point of them is they're going to fight Kong. He wants to go kill Kong.
And they have so how they're gonna kill Kong is so they're dropping the seismic bombs so the shock waves will that they can map it and so but they didn't use all the seismic bombs yet because Kong.
Which I feel like how exact because I feel if Kong's like fucking throwing people,
he's
throwing them.
No,
so they're gonna like explode,
right? This is not a perfect movie by any means. There's a lot of moments where you're like, that doesn't make sense, but then you're like, it's fucking awesome.
Dude, giant monkeys and giant skull crawler.
It's weird.
Skull lizards make sense.
Anyways, but yeah, so he wants to blow King Kong up basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And so that's the only point of him. And then you got fucking, god damn it, Loki.
Tom
Hiddleston.
I honestly...
Dude, Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson flirt with each other.
No. No.
Yeah.
A little... there's no romance.
There's a little...
Oh,
there's like a little bit
God.
of there's a slight little back and forth, like underline.
Back and forth I
it's
can
more-
handle. I
it's
don't
more-
need every male-female that gets stranded on an island together to have, like,
Yeah,
a
there is that
romantic
cliche
sexual
usually.
relation.
Okay, not that I wouldn't enjoy seeing Brie Larson in a sexual relation, but I'm
You
kind
want
of...
that with Chris Evans, though, don't you?
Oh my... Captain Marvel and Captain America, they're both captains!
I thought
This is not a coincidence.
I thought you were gonna say Tom Hiddleston and Chris
No.
Evans.
Oh, okay. I'm not... Tom Hiddleston doesn't exactly do it for me. But, like, there's something about, like, Chris Evans is just so, like...
Chris Evans
Oh,
and
it's
Chris
just
Hemsworth?
so... Nah, I don't know. I don't like Thor that much. Like, as a character, he's fine, but, like, Chris Evans is just...
He's
like,
just so patriotic.
He's just so good. Anyways, him,
America!
Captain America, and Captain Marvel have to hook up. And it needs to be on a exclusive R-rated cut. That's...
Because you just want to see
Pepsi
it
wants
all.
But there has to be super in
What's
character,
the
though.
Captain Marvel and Captain America for?
And then they're
So
basically...
Captain America
Captain
has to be
Babies.
like the perfect gentleman,
Yep.
and like,
It's gonna be
It'll
in
be all fine.
character. It's gonna be in
and she's gonna want to dominate a little bit, but he's not gonna like
Ooh,
it. and
yes.
He's gonna...
Yeah, I feel uncomfortable now.
Marvel, we are giving you ideas.
anyways, but yeah, so Brie Larson, I think there's a little tenderness. Like there's a little tenderness.
an underlying like implied.
I don't think so. I think there's a little tenderness, but there's not any romance. I would not call it
That's
romance.
true. I can't really say it was.
So
they
it's
were-
basically
they
like
were
they're going
close.
through hell together,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
where they find
Basically,
solace.
they bonded well.
Yeah. They just bond
Which
well.
doesn't necessarily. I feel like
It's platonic.
that-
I think it's
yeah.
platonic.
It's
yeah,
more of
I-
like big brother little sister relationship than a romantic relationship.
it's not like one way or the other. It's more of like
They
they're-
look out for each other kind of relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're breaking that cliche.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I mean, it obviously like it could lead to something, but it's like any.
it doesn't.
It could
though,
also
so-
just lead to them being really good friends. It
There is-
doesn't.
there is
imply
one
way or
romance
the other.
that. Well, we'll get to the romance at the very end. It was so good, and it made me so happy. With
The look on Matt's face is just
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
The credits. Okay.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
okay. fair
There
enough.
is one good romance in the movie, and it makes me.
But
Really, and
it's-
it was genuine. It wasn't like a funny romance. It was
kind
actually
of like an Ant-Man where it actually had payoff.
Which I'm not gonna. Okay, well, can we just go
anyways,
ahead and
go-
mention
okay.
it now because
okay.
something about that really like annoyed me.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
But basically, like John C. Reilly, his character, makes it out, and at the very end, there's like end credits
'Cause-
scene. Basically, he goes up to his house and meets his wife and child. His son.
Because he was married
opens the
before
door.
he
was married for
before he got deployed. He banged his wife, and then
right before he was about to come, or right before he got stranded on the island, he got news that his son had just been born, but so obviously he never met his son. One thing he mentions like.
How
oh, I just
long
wanna
were
meet
they
my
on
son.
this island?
He was on the island for about 12 years, I think.
Oh, John
Is
C.
what he
Reilly or
mentioned.
John Goodman?
John C. Reilly was on the island for about.
no,
12 years.
it was World War II to
So
It was like the end of World War II to.
It was
so
like
1945 to 1970.
It's 1973. Let me do the math on this. Hold on.
So that's about.
I could have sworn, like, the only reason I'm saying 12 is because I could have sworn that I thought that he said
28
mentioned
years?
something
28,
about
yeah.
like 20.
It's,
So his son is 28 years old.
yeah.
Okay.
So how fucking
Anyway,
old is
okay.
John C. Reilly?
He's kind
I
of
mean,
old.
he's pretty young when he gets on the island.
So
When
he's
he's like-
19 when he gets on the island, basically.
Yeah.
Roughly, yeah,
'Cause-
he's pretty young.
Okay,
he's
that
like
makes
40. He's like early, maybe late 30s.
So he's John C. Reilly's age.
Yeah.
in this movie.
Yes.
Anyway, what happens is
I haven't
he
even
comes,
seen the
he
movie,
walks
and I'm
over to
poking
his
plot holes
house.
in it.
He walks over to his like old house. His son, who he's never seen before, opens the door, talks to him for a second, and it's all like muted, like you don't hear anything, but it's kind of implied.
And it's in like the
But
old,
his-
it's in like the 8mm film style.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, his wife comes out of the kitchen. He's like, "Oh, who is it?" And sees him and just like drops the plate. But what really annoyed me is this guy is fucking almost 30 years older. How is she gonna see his face and be like, "Oh my god, I know who you are"? Second of all,
Okay.
30 years, there is no fucking way she didn't get over him and hook up with another guy.
My thing is, I'm okay with it because it didn't show them making out. It didn't show them in bed together. It just showed him in the living room with his son
it's basically
drinking a beer.
implied that he's also like living there now because like he's sitting. Yeah, because
like,
he's
he's
sitting
no place to live. And
from what I can gather
is
that he's reconnecting with his wife and he's finally meeting his son.
Yeah,
and it's good payoff for him because from what I can gather. Is that he still loves... I haven't seen this movie and I'm making fucking theories about it. Haha! I feel like that's probably what kept him going, his love for his wife and
so it was, yeah.
So...
And he mentioned one time where he's like, one thing that keeps him going is that I hope to at least at one point, someday, see my son's face.
No, yeah, because he talks about because the one soldier's like, oh, your wife moves on. Like, your wife's totally moved on now. And then Tom Hiddleston was like, shut the fuck up, you're being a dick. And then John C. Reilly's like, no, I mean, I've come to grips with that, so I just want to see my son before I die. He's like, that's all I want to do.
I don't remember that. I think I briefly fell asleep.
No, yeah, because it's John C. Reilly.
Oh, character development.
No, it's John C. Because he was like, no, yeah, my wife, yeah, I really hope she's found someone to love. I hope she's got over me. I just really want to see my son because he's never seen his son before. So I think, because that's how I took it. Like, I took it that they left it ambiguous if the wife got remarried, but it didn't show him, like, snuggling with the wife or kissing her. It showed them, like, hug, and then it showed him...
It's more like, thank God you're alive.
Yeah. And then it just showed him...
You can return to normal life now.
Yeah, and then it showed him on the couch with his son drinking a beer and then eating a hot dog, which was a joke about that.
Yeah.
It was actually...
Because he mentioned something about nothing's better than sitting on a...
He said at the stadium. He was like at...
But he was watching the Cubs game in the NC, which I thought was pretty funny. Anyway,
okay, so
I guess that's just my, like, I just immediately thought that just because I feel like there's a cliche that whenever somebody returns home, they
drop the plate.
Especially
like if
and
it's
then they're
been
like,
30
they're back together
years.
and everything's happy in their family again. And I guess I'm just used to that cliche, and so I kind of...
I mean, no, yeah.
Let's keep this
I
in
felt like
mind.
that
I
was kind of
haven't seen
implied.
the movie, and I already feel like
It's not that
I'm
complicated.
just gonna say, Dumb Scene are just that good.
it's
Anyways,
and so there's three groups. There's Brie Larson's group, there's Samuel Jackson's group, and then there's Jack, who's a group of one. Remember? Captain Jack. He was the one with the bombs.
Captain Jack Sparrow?
No. But Samuel Jackson was like, keep your position, we'll come to you, because he had all the bombs, and they got eaten.
Oh, that
guy?
Because he was the one that Samuel Jackson.
That I don't know yet.
Billy.
What?
Dear Billy.
Yeah, Dear Billy. Okay, yeah. So he had a son, and it reminded me of. Have you ever seen Fight Club?
Oh yeah.
You know, like how it was like I forgot, but I am whatever is lack of a conscience or something like that. Like there's that little. Sure. It's a little narrative tool in Fight Club.
Well, I do have Fight Club in the room if you guys want to watch it.
I would also, yeah.
But,
yeah, I could watch that movie.
I have that movie on my laptop. Anyways,
we're talking about Kong.
Okay, anyways, but yeah, and so it has this little narrative thing where it's like him writing his son a letter. But his name is Billy, and it's like, and kind of like the other soldiers adopt it as well. Like, Dear Billy, this is, and they use that to get their thoughts across. Which Kong is not a sophisticated movie. Like, don't go into this movie expecting tons of sophistication.
Expecting it to get a Best Oscar nom.
It's not.
It's basically, it was made for the fight scenes, which I will say were incredible.
Ooh, so good.
So this is the classic definition of shoving popcorn in your face and having a good time.
But like, it wasn't like Transformers.
Exactly, I was just gonna say that.
It wasn't a Michael Bale. Right?
Bale.
Yeah. Michael Bale.
Well, I was gonna say Bane, and I don't fucking know. Anyway,
Hardy.
it wasn't a Transformers movie where like plot completely sucks and falls apart, and then you get these mediocre, in my opinion, fight
Once we wrap up Kong, I have to talk about that trailer though.
For
Transformers 5.
Oh. Like the little girl?
Yeah, the little girl.
We'll come back to it later. Anyways,
but yeah, it was like
first.
it was a very good supporting plot, like that. It was a very good plot.
Oh yeah,
it was a nice B
very
story
concrete,
to the main A story.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very concrete plot.
Yeah, it was fine.
That supported the whole Kong thing very well.
Kong was a good guy.
Yeah, Kong was basically
Sam
what
Jackson's
you find
a
out.
dick.
Yeah, basically what you find out, and John C. Reilly talks about is the fact that you think that Kong's like just
He's
a
a good
motherfucker
kid.
who just beats everything, but really what it is he's a thing, like he basically
Like the line
protects
from the trailer.
everything. Like these skull crawlers are basically like his enemy, and he kind of fights them off to keep this tribe of people that John C. Reilly ends up living with, and this tribe of people live there. So Kong's basically there to protect them and basically any other peaceful creatures who live there. Because there's like these big ass emus and shit like that. Like there are these other creatures.
So it's like Jurassic Park, but of weird animals, basically.
The monsters were all pretty cool. Some of the scenery CGI sucked.
I guess.
I think
how can that
but I
pass
thought,
in 2017?
I got such enjoyment out of seeing like each new creature that was introduced. Like the big emus, I'm like, that was so. They were so well done.
Go? I want one.
An emu?
Yeah, one of those giant fucking birds.
Did you say, did you know or did you go?
Did you want?
Oh.
Did you want one?
I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't. I don't know where I'd put it.
I would just ride it around. I'd be like.
Emus are Anyways, but and the buffalo thing that lived in the water.
Oh,
the horns.
That weird water buffalo thing that they showed in the trailer.
Yeah, and then there was the birds that were basically the pterodactyls from Jurassic World.
Basically, yeah.
And
God, there's this one point where they like picked this one guy up and just tore him apart in the.
And no one cares.
These silhouettes, and now you're just like,
oh shit.
Let's get going, guys.
There's a few anticlimactic deaths.
Yeah, but so, like it was just
like
it was
movies.
there. It was kind of like when I saw this, I kind of got the same thrill and enjoyment and satisfaction that I got when we saw Logan, and the fact that it was just so like you got all
like
the violence
nice.
that you wanted. Like with Logan, you got like he went fucking ate shit, and
Like,
everything that you wanted to happen. Everything you wanted to happen to the bad guys happened to the bad guys.
That's true.
And
Sam
it didn't leave
Jackson
anything to be wanted, and that was the same way with Kong. Was he, there was fucking crazy ass shit
Him
going on.
crazy, and you.
And he beat the shit out of the bad guys, and you're like, that's yes.
And he had a sad story.
So it leaves you satisfied.
Yeah, and
it does. Yes.
Kong had a sad story. His family got eaten by the skull crawlers.
Yeah.
And he's the last of his kind. I know.
Poor Kong.
He's the last of his kind, and his like whole goal now is like Kong has a motivation in this movie. Like his whole goal is just to protect the island.
Yeah.
Like that's what he does, and he kind of he has. They make it sound like he has a place where the people don't go, and you just leave Kong alone to that side of the island when like the monsters come out because they're like we don't go over there. That's where Kong lives. We don't go over there. But then he protects us anyway. So. It was really
We have a relationship.
Samuel Jackson almost says motherfucker, and then he gets his foot crushed.
Yeah, because he's like about to blow up. Basically, he makes this explosion. Kong sees it, runs over, and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna kill these motherfuckers. Walks into this, through this pond, and Samuel Jackson just throws in this lighter and causes this huge explosion, and he has like, bombs underneath and everything.
No bueno.
And so basically, Kong just like falls over and he's laying on the ground. And Samuel Jackson's got this detonator. He's like, die, mother, and just Kong like smashes him with his hand. It's just so fucking awesome.
It was everyone.
I'm getting so hyped to see this movie.
It was really
like
good.
there were multiple times where I just kind of laughed, but it was one of those like it wasn't like haha that was funny. It was more like yes.
Sweet payoff.
It so was.
The final fight scene was awesome. It was probably one of the best fight finales ever.
It was basically like the I felt like it was the equivalent of watching Godzilla
fight
and
the
King Kong fight.
He
like
pulled up
comparing it to Godzilla. Is it like the Godzilla Mutos fight from the 2014 movie? Like
no, way better.
Way better.
Yeah.
It's like
it's way better.
Gareth
than
Edwards directed it. The guy that directed Rogue One. Directed Godzilla.
Godzilla wasn't that great.
I thought it was a pretty.
I thought it was good. I thought it was cool.
I could have seen more Godzilla.
It wasn't that great.
But King Kong is all about Kong, and but no, he pulls the Skullcrawler's entire digestive system out of its body.
Ah, that was so great. That's how he killed him. Because there's one point where you think he killed him because basically he takes this propeller and like slices this guy's throat up, and you're like, okay, he's dead. But somehow, nope, he's not. And he's got
fucking Wolverine Skullcrawler or what?
I don't know what the fuck this thing's.
He
I thought
ate
he was
Hugh
dead.
Jackman and gained its powers.
he ate Logan at one point and got his powers, regenerative powers. But yeah, and then he thinks he's dead, so he's like, okay, I'm gonna help this girl, and picks him up, and then the Skullcrawler's like, ha, motherfucker, and
surprise, motherfucker,
surprise, motherfucker, and like attacks him, and so he's got what's her face, Brie Larson, in his one hand, he's trying to keep her safe.
We'll fight.
But then the Skullcrawler's like, I want a piece of that, and like wraps his tongue because he got he's got like this frog tongue thing where he like sticks it out and wraps it around his hand. Like that's how he gets his food. And yeah, so like he goes for that hand that has Brie Larson and wraps it around and takes it. It's his whole entire arm is in the Skullcrawler's.
Kong's like arms like that.
In his mouth. And so he's like, no way, motherfucker, because there's this point where Brie Larson and Kong, really bonded. And so he's got his fist in there and he just rips it out and tears out his entire digestive system. Like you got like his tongue, his throat, his stomach, and everything is just out there.
You can hear it. It's like...
Exactly.
Oh, it's so good.
Satisfying splat on the
ground. There really was. And then you're like, okay, this motherfucker's definitely dead.
Yeah, Kong's beat up at the end. Kong's beat up.
He's just going like, I need a beer and a nap.
But there's not a whole lot to say about the movie besides it was fun. Like it wasn't super intricate. The characters weren't like incredible. Like everyone's performances were
adequate for the movie.
Yeah, adequate for the movie. What time are we at? How long are we talking about this?
Well, it's about 12:16 now.
It's been about 15 and a half minutes. So for a movie that there's not really much to say, we've talked about it for minus Beauty and the Beast, about half an hour, 40 minutes.
But, Tom Hiddleston was fine. John Goodman gets eaten.
Oh yeah, John Goodman, he got eaten about halfway through the movie. Which was it was very sudden too.
It was
bro.
Yeah,
well, shit.
That's how it was. It was and then he had this weird thing where he had a camera, and so the camera. I don't think that's how camera works. That's not how cameras work. But anyways, he had a camera, and so the camera kept flashing in the monster's stomach, so you can kind of tell where the monster was, and it was all ominous. Because it's
especially cameras in the 1970s.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that's how cameras work, but that monster kept flashing.
Trying to digest the camera.
I thought that was kind of like a cheap little move, but
there was some other weird like inconsistencies in the movie that were really weird. Oh, the random Asian girl that gets no backstory and no character development whatsoever.
Oh yeah, she's kind of fucking appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then they do nothing with her. And then there's just
that was great. The random Asian girl.
There's a random Asian girl.
All about her.
I don't think her name ever gets mentioned. So it's John Goodman, his assistant, and like they're the main team. John Goodman and his assistant, and then out of nowhere they get this third member of their group. So it's not like the Asian girl like in the bigger platoons like that. It's in the intimate group of just John Goodman, the assistant,
random Asian girl,
and then like right before they go to Kong Skull Island with no explanation, there's just all of a sudden this random Asian girl following him around. And then she never explains what she's doing there. You kind of understand that she might be helping with some of the science stuff, maybe. Yeah. You're not... And she doesn't...
she reads, because, like, she, kind of reads the readings from the seismic charges. Because they did, like, get readings from that
and
also.
She just follows the main... Like, she's pretending to be a main cast, but she's obviously not. Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? And and that's it. Nothing ever about her gets explained. She never gets a backstory. She never gets a name. She never gets why she's there. We don't know what motivates her. She just appears out of buttfuck nowhere and then nothing happens. But she sticks around the main cast like there's something about her.
Like she's supposed to be part of the main cast.
I feel like what happened was they had her little backstory and they just cut it. And then they were going through... I feel like they were trying to cut her completely out of the movie, but some of the scenes that she was in were too important to cut, and so then they just, left her in there sometimes. It was so weird. It wasn't a perfect movie by any means. So yeah, the random Asian lady that just appears out of nowhere, which was really weird. Also, there's like, so they did scale with King Kong really well. Like you always felt like he was the same size. But there's one point where there's like, they're like, how far away is the island? And they're like, oh, it's 50 miles away. And then it only takes like maybe a couple hundred yards to get there. And you're like, what the, like in the helicopter? And like, so they go, so Skull Island's surrounded by this like eternal storm. And so the Navy goes like right up to the eternal storm. And like, all right, you're gonna have to fly through the eternal storm, get to Skull Island. And they're like, oh, how far away is it? And they're like, oh, it's like 50 miles. And then it feels like it's like 200 yards away because they just like go straight through the storm and then bam, Skull. Like there's a lot of little weird, like you can tell
little inconsistencies
that just build up. Like it wasn't a perfect movie anyways. Like there's just a lot of little tiny things that build up.
I mean, I feel like the major points though it got.
Oh yeah,
like, for the most part, like there weren't. I mean, it wasn't by any means like a Christopher Nolan or J.J. Abrams plots or anything. It wasn't very intricate.
Make you think kind of movie.
No, it wasn't like very intricate. Like everything fit together perfectly.
No.
But what mattered, it's not that kind of movie. It's not the kind of movie that you expect it to be like that, or that you should expect to be like that. But also, for what you're expecting and for what you're most likely going for.
Also, there's a couple of scenes with Kongs that bothered me. For example, there's one where it's like on a boat. Oh no, it's not with Kong. It's with the skull crawler. And so like they have a boat with a .50 caliber machine gun on it, and they're shooting at the skull crawler. And then Tom Hiddleston distracts the skull crawler from being shot by this .50 caliber machine gun with nothing but his voice, which makes no sense. Cause there's a part where
hail to Loki, motherfuckers.
So like there's
Neil.
Like there's this part where like the skull crawler's like he's just like rushing at the .50 caliber machine gun that's firing at him. Like there's every reason for his attention to be on the .50 caliber. Do you remember this? To be on the .50 caliber machine gun. It's at the end. It's like before Kong comes at the end of the movie. And so it's like firing at him, and the skull. They can't see what I'm doing with my hands. Anyways, but
if you don't point that out, they won't know you're talking with your hands.
Okay. Anyways, so the skull crawlers like coming at the. Also, they have no legs. They have no back legs. They're just all front legs. And with
I noticed that on the last one. I didn't notice it. I thought the other one.
Nope.
Like there's like this big one, like the biggest one they said. I noticed that one had 2 legs, but I thought the other one did.
Nope. All of them had just had 2 legs. It's kind of weird. Anyways.
Yeah, which I thought was kind of. I was kind of trying to figure out like. For how much, like, how well they could pounce, they didn't have, like,
so it was basically
any back support. And they just had, like, these 2 legs, but they pounced, like, perfectly, which kind of confused me. Like, how did that happen?
Anyways.
I was thinking about but yeah, good.
Bad character design. Okay, anyways. But they look cool, though.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And they use the tail like an anaconda, kind of. Like, it was like they were half snake, half lizard. It's like someone was like, what's cooler than a snake or a lizard? Like, both. Anyways, okay, so back to the scene. Like, so the skull crawler's like rushing at this .50 caliber machine gun. .50 caliber machine is like just unloading on the skull crusher. It's getting closer and closer. And then Loki runs away from the boat and he's like, hey, over here. And then while the skull crusher's still being shot at, he gets distracted by Tom Hiddleston and then follows Tom Hiddleston away from what is literally shooting .50 caliber shells into him.
But no, I thought it was when what's her face shot the flare at its face.
No, because that was afterwards.
Was it? Because I could. Okay.
Okay, this is sounding like it's gonna be a fucking good time.
Yeah, it will
shut
be.
The flare aspect. There's a part where he does get a flare stuck in his face.
Yeah, but I thought it was like immediate. Like
I can just
he was going apeshit on King Kong, and they shot him in the face, and so he was mad. And he was running toward the boat, and then she gets up, and I think like she yells, "I'm like, hey!" and then she just shot the flare in its face. Really badass, like too. Like she wasn't like
just pulling up.
She just looks at it with a very stern, just like normal face, and just like.
There's some.
Yeah,
totally badass.
Very badassery, but
there's
she shot its face, and that's when it headed over toward her.
I could have swore there was a part where Tom Hiddleston single-handedly distracted it from being shot by a .50 caliber machine gun, like double barrel too,
Yeah.
Yep. John C. Reilly makes a boat in the movie. That's something that happens.
Explain. Yeah.
Never explained. Just like so.
No, it does.
No,
it does.
So be prepared for some things that aren't explained.
Yeah, but nothing too
like an Asian lady.
Really, yeah, like she was the biggest thing that wasn't really explained.
But they explained John
But she
C.
hung
Reilly
around the main cast.
making a boat.
It was like she was supposed to matter. Like
She was there for diversity reasons, I guess.
I don't know.
The studio's just like, we need a little more diversity than Sam Jackson, you guys. Just throw in this random Asian girl we have on set.
To be honest,
one
like
day.
that was really like everybody was white except for Samuel Jackson and one other black guy.
That's what I thought.
They were all white aside from that.
I thought.
I didn't really. Yeah.
So
I
we're
thought
gonna
they
put
were-
an Asian lady.
Let's put an Asian
Well, I
lady
thought
in
they
there.
were gonna get.
And the black
Asian.
assistant.
Oh, wait, well, yeah. I thought they were gonna get an Asian person to help them go through the jungle. I was like, oh, they're going through a jungle. They're going through
a Pacific island?
South Pacific island. They're gonna get someone who's from a South Pacific island. Nope, they get the whitest dude possible.
I would have laughed so hard if they would have got The Rock. That would have made my day. If he was
That would make sense because he's from a South Pacific island.
The Rock
he's
was
Samoan.
in it-
He's half Samoan, half black. So
If
Yeah.
The Rock was in it, I probably would have refused to see it.
You don't
what
like
is
The Rock?
wrong with the
Can't
what is?
fucking stand him.
What?
He is amazing.
I love The Rock.
Granted, I watched him wrestle too.
I think he's.
Spoiler
I think
alert.
part of like that whole wrestling personality, I think is part of why I don't.
I
like
think
him.
he's super charming, and I like
He
him.
is so charismatic though. It's
I
like
wanna so-
that's what made him a good character to begin with.
I want to
like-
snuggle with him.
Like
I'm
he
not-
looks
I'm
like
ex-
you could give him a hug and he
He's-
would like. It just looks like I've seen like I follow him on Instagram and like his pictures of like his videos with his new daughter. It's just like.
He almost makes me excited to see Baywatch. Almost.
Ugh, Baywatch.
You know, the trailers. I'm not mad at them.
There's one movie. I hate when they have a movie with a good premise that just looks like shit. There's one, I forgot what it's called. It's coming out though, but it's about like these two white ladies on vacation that get kidnapped.
Oh, with Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
Taken times two.
No, it's like Amy Schumer and this one chick that's playing her mother.
Yeah.
I
Oh
seen
yeah,
the trailer.
I saw the trailer for that.
It
but
was
I thought
in
that was
Logan
so
too.
weird. Yeah, but I thought that was so weird because like they were kidnapped, but they were taking it so nonchalantly, like they weren't taking it. So I thought that was weird. But
I don't know.
I met
I
this
hate
guy.
Amy Schumer.
Yeah, you met a random guy in a foreign
Sexy
country.
Latin Lover looks amazing. It's for my Hispanic friends. And Henry de Best will be playing in that movie. It's about he gold digs in his 20s, and so now he's like in his 40s, but he's stuck with this really old lady. But he's not like hot enough to get girls anymore.
I've seen that. I've seen that trailer.
And it looks
no idea.
it looks terrible. It
Haven't
looks
seen
so bad, but I want to watch it.
I haven't seen
It looks like
seen the
shit.
trailer for
It looks so bad.
It looks like the runs. Like some guys just like here, stand over this screen, and then just a little visualization for you guys at home.
But yeah, going to like the predominantly white cast. But yeah, that's the one thing because they went to was it Vietnam? It was like a Vietnamese bar where he was the only white guy in the bar.
That's true.
Yeah, they went to a Vietnamese bar. And I was like, oh, like the tracker's gonna be someone like Vietnamese, and this is like I don't know any Asian actors, but like we're gonna get like okay, this is gonna make sense. He's probably gonna die early in the movie, but at least he'll get someone that makes sense to help him track.
It's not like black guys in horror movies. I think Asian people make it a little further.
Maybe, but the black guy made it all the way through. Sam Jackson didn't, but the other black guy
Sam
did.
Jackson, both of them did.
No, Sam Jackson died.
Sam Jackson
Two black
died.
guys in it. There's a soldier,
Yeah.
and then there's his
Oh yeah, there's 3 black people in the movie.
Meet the quota, guys. Yes.
Anyways, but it was I mean, it all made sense besides the fact that they got a white guy to help them through the South Pacific jungle.
I think that he was a tracker though, like it fit. Like he was basically like the
We just
Han
want to put
Solo.
Tom Hiddleston in movies.
But it wasn't like I don't know. He was like super British and like he was a tracker, but like you would still want to get someone who knows how to
What
survive
the hell he's doing
in a
like,
South Pacific jungle. And like no matter how good you are at tracking something, you still don't know how to survive in a South Pacific jungle. But like I mean, he was kind of useful. Like
He
took
did go
command.
like the whole reason that they went to him was the fact that he went fucking crazy on those 3 guys. Cause they were playing pool. That's how like they found him. They were just walking in the bar and they were just looking for somebody and they were walking in there and he then you see them playing pool and they like had this huge like
like
stack of money that they're betting with and he won, and then they're like, no, you can't take my money anyway, even though you won. And so he's like,
that cliche?
he goes,
Yeah.
basically, yeah. But, you know, he went,
One cliche.
there was like
two
3 guys
cliche.
who attacked him, and
That
he
was
like
super,
took them all out within 10 seconds.
Yeah,
and
that was
they're like, we
super-
want that guy.
That was super choreographed fight because like there's a
Yeah.
point where they throw a ball at him. They throw a pool ball
Ah,
at him,
God, yeah.
and he hits the pool ball back at him, and like you could tell that took like a billion tries to get right. Because
It was cliche, but it was really, yeah, like you said, it was really well choreographed.
it was
I
super
thought.
like it was a weirdly it was like weirdly meticulously choreographed for a fight that
But
didn't
it
have
worked.
that.
But I guess the entire movie really was, though. Like, all the fight scenes
Oh yeah.
were choreographed really, really well.
Oh yeah, and like even the digital fight scenes. I think this is okay. So this is my new Kong dream movie. Is Kong with no humans? I know. This sounds crazy, but hear me out. So Kong losing his family and then defeating the rest of the Skullcrawlers. I would watch the fuck out of that for 2 hours. No humans, like maybe humans as like super B characters
Like
where you don't even know their
tribe?
names. Yeah, you don't even know their names. You don't care about them. It's just Kong. Like, okay, I lost my family. Now I'm going to protect the humans. You don't understand the humans' language. Nothing. I would pay twice as much to see a movie with just King Kong.
I wouldn't
Just
mind that.
as much
yeah,
as
I, wouldn't
I would
mind seeing,
pay
like, more of a backstory
for-
on, like, obviously Kong as, like, a, the main character, but, like, kind of a backstory on the island itself. And, like,
Oh, yeah.
see more creatures. Because those creatures, they
So
were
cool!
so cool. And they're so well designed. And they were so, like, just awesome to look at. Like, I
Giant
could just
spider?
sit there and look. Oh my
That
god,
killed-
I forgot all about that.
I killed it. It was some
Oh,
of the
it
giants.
freaked the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
This giant daddy long leg, basically.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
But,
I
like,
hated
Just
that.
rolls up like, "What's up, motherfuckers?"
No. Well, kind of, because he lives in. So like his legs are about as thick as a bamboo tree. So he lives in bamboo environment, and
I
so
would
like,
not do well there.
and so like they're going through a bamboo forest, and then he uses his legs to like shish kebab the soldiers in the bamboo forest, and they can't really find out where he is because his legs look like bamboo poles. It's so good.
Yeah. Ah, God, that was crazy. I totally forgot about that part. But
Giant
yeah, that
spider.
was crazy.
As long as there's no giant fucking snakes, I'll be fine.
There actually weren't.
No, they weren't.
No.
There was another thing that bothered me is like I feel like John C. Reilly talked about how they were giant ants, and then it never
But you
showed.
never fucking
yeah.
see them.
And then it
I
never
mean, I thought
showed.
that was kind of cool. Like, I mean, you don't necessarily have to see everything. but
Save
it
them
kinda-
for the sequel.
I'm like, because he's like, you hear that singing? You think it's a bird, but it's an ant. And he's like, they're really big ants, and he just makes a big deal about his ants. And
I feel like maybe you could have been fucking with them too.
I don't know. I
But-
feel like there was a scene with them, and then they cut it. I don't know. I feel
There
like
probably was.
I feel like there was a couple moments like that where like there's definitely stuff cut
Like,
from
it
the
feels
movie.
like there's
Oh, yeah.
something missing.
Yeah.
And it would really explain a lot of shit.
But it also might have messed with the pacing because like it was a really fast paced movie. Like shit
Sure.
just happened. Like it was super fast paced and it was a really fun ride. Like I got out of the movie theater and I felt like I felt like I was watching the movie for like half an hour. Like it didn't feel like a
Like, you get out and it's just like, that was satisfying.
yeah.
Awkward pause,
Yeah.
awkward look. Ha
So,
Yeah.
it was.
I'm trying to think of
Alright,
more.
overall scores of what you think this movie is.
Oh,
I would give it a good. Let's say.
Well, what do you guys have a rating system?
Oh,
on
we
this
should-
show?
well, we should come up with a
Did we
rating
do that with Logan?
No.
I feel like
well,
we
no,
should.
because
Time
Logan
to
didn't
do-
have any downsides to it. All we did was
So
talk about
Logan's
Actually,
an
I
A.
think we did. We gave it a 10. Yo, we did give it a rating.
We did. What did we give it? We got a 10.
I asked you.
Out of
You
10
said
is too-
fucking 20 or something.
Out of 10 is too cliche. We have to come up with our own thing.
How about,
We're in college. Let's just grade it A, B.
Oh, that makes sense.
There you
yeah.
go. I'd give it. Let's see. Like, obviously,
let's go.
Logan, we would give a. What's that?
I was gonna say because it's called The Bold and the Brash, and because the whole thing with Bold and the Brash is that it belongs in the trash. So let's go like 0 is trash, and then no F is trash, and then on a scale of like bold to brash.
Okay.
Was it bold or was it brash? It was
Fair
bold.
enough. Alright.
Sorry.
I agree. So if it was a bad movie, it's like, it belonged in the trash.
Yeah. Our podcast name is a SpongeBob reference for people who don't get that.
Which I don't think I've seen that episode, but
It's what? Why did you agree to the name? I would have been like, no, that's stupid. I don't know what that is.
I liked it.
It sounded cool. And when you get the reference, you
And
just
you
like,
also had a cover for it. Like you had
I
a
did.
picture for it, and that was more than I had. So.
Okay. Anyways. Okay. Yeah. ABC,
So anyway.
I'd give Skull Island a B plus.
I'd say like a B.
If I've Skull
I mean,
Island,
it wasn't A-worthy. There wasn't a huge, like, great plot.
it was like
But as far as...
it was like a paper you write that you're like, oh, this is a fun paper. I'm probably not gonna get a good grade on it, but I wrote it at 4 a.m. and it was fun to write.
I wouldn't give it a B plus. I'd say I'd give it just a straight B.
okay.
It was
So
A good solid B. It was a good
a
solid
solid
movie.
B.
So I feel like it deserves a good solid B.
take out the Asian lady and you get a little more.
Do not say that. No.
Because she had nothing to do with it.
Take out the minority member.
No, it's not the fact that she was a minority. It was the fact that she didn't have anything to do. She literally, we didn't get her name. I don't think she had any speaking lines.
I wonder what her. Well, yeah, she had speaking lines because there was.
Is she on
between her
IMDb
and
for
the
that
other
movie?
assistant.
Yeah, she is, which bothers me.
What's her name in there?
Okay, let's
On
see.
it.
it's probably like
There was
Cha.
definitely dialogue.
Oh my
She
God,
talked to the other
realistic.
assistant guy a lot.
Sam.
That was her name, Sam.
Sam.
Oh,
That's
Sam.
okay.
Of course, give the Asian.
Oh,
name
also,
Sam.
give the Asian lady the most stereotypical Asian name.
Toby Kebbell.
He's in this movie?
Yeah, he's Captain Jack. Or
Oh,
Jack.
he's fucking everywhere. He's like herpes.
Yeah, I was trying.
He's in Black Mirror. He's my
You said
favorite.
he's like herpes.
Hmm?
He's in
Well,
my
everywhere.
he's in my favorite episode. What else is he in? He's in my favorite
Yeah, I've
episode. of
definitely
Black
seen.
Mirror.
Like,
Well,
I
he's
saw
Doctor
him, and I'm
Doom
like,
and
where
Fan
have I
Four
seen him?
Stick. He's Doctor Doom
yeah.
and Fan Four
He is.
Stick.
Dr.
Fantastic Four, the 2015 movie. Fan
I
Four
never
Stick.
even- I never
Because it
even
has a
saw
4
that.
in this.
It's a joke I picked up on.
Okay.
Anyways, so Toby Kebbell, he was really good, but he also did the mocap for Kong, so that's cool.
Mhm. So he's like Benedict Cumberbatch,
Yeah,
who did the mocap for Smaug.
but was he in the movie?
Benedict Cumberbatch? Oh no,
No.
he was
Oh,
Smaug.
he just did
though.
Smaug.
He was the voice of Smaug and the mocap for Smaug.
Benedict Cumberbatch was the mocap for Dormammu.
Dormammu too?
Was he really?
Oh shit, that just adds a whole lot. Now
Yeah.
that we're on the topic of Doctor Strange,
Okay.
I fucking love that movie.
But no, yeah, it was good mocap. Like the fur, it was such a realistic monkey. Like it almost looked practical.
Oh, yeah.
It was really good.
Oh yeah.
It was way better than it should have been.
It was, which I feel like I said, like all the creatures that they did were like
The
very
money-
real looking.
The money that they saved by cutting sand out of the script, they put directly into making Kong look better. Whatever money that they saved by cutting a character's part who was also with the main cast for most of the movie.
Which I'm curious, how much did they spend making this movie?
Let's take guesses before we Google it.
I would say.
Alright, I would guess around.
150 million.
I was gonna say
I'm gonna go
I'd say,
about.
like, in the 100 millions, like.
I'm gonna go about 175. I feel
Hmm.
like making a giant
I'm gonna go-
CGI ape.
Yeah, that's why. Like there's a lot of CGI.
Because
and
Fox
I'd say,
wanted to spend $200 million on a fucking Gambit movie. Warner Brothers could probably spend that much on a fucking Kong movie.
Yeah, I'd say a good like. I'm gonna say 185. I'm gonna up your 175. 10.
How do I?
Gonna Price is Right me here.
Yeah, just exactly.
How do
No,
I?
just Google like.
I don't know. I don't know how to Google this. Oh, there we go. Okay, ready? Box office budget, 185 million. Opening weekend, it made 61 million.
Oh, that's
That's not a very strong opening weekend.
No, it's not. Logan made a better opening.
Well, I
It
mean,
made like.
But the
half
thing
its
is,
money.
I feel like
Logan
okay,
was
box office.
Logan was an A+ movie though.
Kong Skull Island box
Oh.
office now is like $151.4 million dollars, and the budget was 185. So they are kind of.
They don't make its money back.
Which I think so. Like I think gradually people are watching more because it was a really good movie.
The Kong Skull Island was good. It was what it needed to be. It didn't need to be an A+ movie.
So on the bold and brash scale, we gave it a B.
Yeah.
You gave it a B.
I gave it a B+.
B plus. Give it a B.
I just got done watching. Oh, Get Out. Get Out was good.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I should talk about Get Out. I'm gonna talk about Get Out. All you people who think Get Out's the best movie ever.
I don't want any spoilers on that one because
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
I just want to.
You can. Yeah, I don't watch horror movies.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a little bitch like that. I don't like horror movies.
Neither do I. I just watched it because it was the 100%.
This one seems like it actually had a pretty good plot to it. For a horror movie.
It has.
Action.
Okay, I'll say this much. The whole movie is a build-up to a punchline. It's like a Key and Peele skit that got funding. That's basically what it is. The whole thing is a build-up to a punchline.
So do you laugh at the end?
Yeah.
What?
And it's hilarious.
What?
Oh fuck!
It's basically a build up to a punchline. I'm not gonna give away too much. I'm trying to be as general as I can. It wasn't the masterpiece that I was told. The thing about Rotten Tomatoes is Rotten Tomatoes only has 2 ratings. It's either fresh or rotten. And then so 100% doesn't mean that everyone thinks it's a 10 out of 10. It just means that everyone thinks it's above a 50% and give it a fresh, which is fine. It's really misleading to look at the movie and be like, it got 100% of Rotten Tomatoes, and then think that means everyone ever gives it a 10 out of 10. No, it just means everyone thinks that between a good...
It's a fresh movie.
Everyone thinks that it's a good movie, which it is. It's just not amazing. Like, Logan was a better movie. It goes kind of where you think it would go. Like, you kind of know the entire... Within the first 7 minutes, you kind of know the entirety of the movie.
Okay.
It deals with race really interestingly.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I definitely get that.
As someone,
impression.
as someone and who happens to be part of a subdominant race, it definitely made me think twice before asking a white girl out.
Next episode, is it going to be Get Out or is it going to be Beauty and the Beast?
I was gonna say Power Rangers.
Oh fuck!
That comes out this Friday.
Fuck! Are you serious?
Yeah, it comes out this.
We're doing Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. I don't fucking care. I want to be here for that.
Dude, yes.
I have no love for Power Rangers. I have no nostalgia. I think
this
they're weird.
bitch.
I know. That's right. The trailer came up during the movie, and I'm like so pumped. I'm like, yes, Dempsey. Can't wait for this to come out. It's like, I really got into it. I'm like, what the fuck? What?
Just give him that, like, you hear him say, and it's just that slow turn. And it's just like
that
fuck.
That meme where you just like you blink and just shake your head like, what?
The fuck you said?
Power Rangers.
There is a stream on Twitch where like it's showing every Power Rangers episode leading up to the movie.
I've watched episodes of Power Rangers, like isolated episodes. I couldn't tell you what the overarching theme is. I couldn't tell. All I know is that there's cardboard cities, like really cardboard looking cities, and serviceable martial arts that I was kind of impressed with at the time. I don't know if it's good or not.
I'll be honest, I didn't really I didn't watch in sequence the episodes. Like I know there was like a large storyline where everything was connected. I didn't necessarily, but I loved like there were certain VHS ones that I had and watched those all the time.
The 3 seasons of Mighty Morphin.
Mm-hmm.
Like I dropped. Well, born in '96, you get all the reruns from like '99 to like 2000.
But I love how they're basing off the Mighty Morphin.
I watched the first movie with Ivan Ooze. I was like, fuck yeah.
Bryan Cranston's in it.
Yeah, I love the fact that he's doing Zordon. Yeah.
I want him to make better movies. I don't know how.
And then Bill Hader as Alpha 5.
Bryan Cranston, he made a shitty comedy with James Franco?
I heard that was actually
awesome.
Oh, was it?
I haven't seen
fucking hilarious. Why him? I saw that twice. I saw it with one friend. And
was it better than Neighbors? I actually like Neighbors. I don't like comedies that much. It takes a lot for me.
You are one down motherfucker.
I like Neighbors.
I'm trying to think. It's been a while since I've seen Neighbors.
Neighbors?
But I'm gonna say like they're both equally. I'm not sure if I can say it was better simply because it's been.
I haven't seen
Why Him is more on my mind than Neighbors, just because Neighbors. It's been a while since I've seen it.
It's been like 2 years.
Yeah, and I'll say Why Him was definitely at least as good as Neighbors in my opinion. It was pretty hilarious. It was pretty funny.
I guess
the first Neighbors or Neighbors 2.
Both were pretty good.
I haven't seen Neighbors 2 yet.
Neighbors 2 is pretty good. I feel like it, held up the standards.
Oh, there's
or met up with the standards of
Neighbors. I don't like Neighbors. One thing I liked about Neighbors though is I like movies that have good themes, and it had a really good theme of like growing up and like we're having a kid now and we need to grow up, kind of move past this college things, and like it was really fun.
Why Him? It wasn't like a deep by any means didn't have like a deep message.
Learn to accept your.
Basically, it was basically like learn to accept
look
past the faults of somebody. But
Bryan Cranston does have comedic chops because he was from Malcolm in the Middle, which he's fucking amazing in. He's so good.
Yeah, see, I never noticed the fact that he was in Malcolm in the Middle just because back when I was a kid and when I watched it, I didn't really. But like when I see him, I always think, of course, fucking Walter White.
Yeah, no, he is. I love Malcolm in the Middle, and he's a big reason. Like that whole show is casted so good. Like it's just a fucking good show. Oh man, I just want to do an entire podcast. That just
Malcolm in the Middle.
Just anyways.
All right.
Okay, should we call it?
One more thing. Transformers 5.
Oh,
who's gonna go watch this bitch?
Dude,
I saw that trailer and like this girl just talking to the camera about how she's like, I'm a girl, but I can still kick ass. You need fucking Mark Wahlberg to tell you to fucking run. And Mark Wahlberg.
The only Transformers I've seen, I saw the first one because I was bored and I was in somebody's house and I figured they had it. I watched it, and then the other one I saw was the fourth one.
Transformers 1 isn't that bad.
4 was shit.
They were
too fucking
shit.
First one was good.
Hold on.
First one was good.
I
liked the
was
first one.
mediocre.
I just want to say
at
one thing.
best.
Okay, so first of all, she looks Hispanic, the girl talking to the camera.
But she's fucking white, ain't she?
I don't know, but out of the 2 Hispanic girls that we get that are action heroes, the Logan one did way better, I can already tell. Also, no one's saying women can't be action heroes. Like, Star Wars gave us Rey, who's pretty fucking awesome.
And then
Jin.
Yeah.
And, Jin was really good, too. Like, you could, I don't understand why it's so indignant to,
But I feel like that's more Michael Bay being Michael Bay and being a fucking dumbass.
He's trying to be socially conscious.
His last good movie I liked was Bad Boys.
No, I like 13 Hours.
I haven't seen 13 Hours.
It's actually really good.
I didn't know Michael Bay did.
He did Bad Boys.
Wait, did
Joe Carnahan did Bad Boys 2. I've seen Pain and Gain.
That was a comedy though. Bad Boys.
Well, that was like one of the better movies he's made in recent years.
So, in other words, you should stick to comedy.
Well, Pain and Gain was good too.
Okay. I never saw it. I wanted to see it, and then I just never did.
The Rock makes that movie, though. If you don't have The Rock in there and you just have some other jack dude, because The Rock, with spoiler alert for if you haven't seen Pain and Gain, but there's a gay priest that helps The Rock out and getting all touchy-feely and as The Rock's working, and The Rock just doesn't like that and beats the shit out of him and then runs to Mark Wahlberg for help, and Mark Wahlberg basically puts him back on the wagon, gets him back hooked on coke, and he's doing coke off a stripper's ass.
What the fuck? I don't... Anyways, okay.
After they frauded millions of dollars from this guy.
Okay, so...
Watch Pain and Gain.
So 13 Hours, it got a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I've heard it was better than that.
It was...
I heard it was a
thoroughly... It's
enjoyable movie.
It's not without its Michael
Flaws.
Bayness. There's some really inappropriate jokes that they make, and there's some times where it's taking itself way not serious enough.
For an event that happened 4 years ago?
Yeah, that's real. The best person right now, and who, he just makes amazing biopics, and they're all really recent, is Peter Berg. Mm-hmm. He made Lone Survivor, Deepwater Horizon, and Patriots. Oh, Patriots Day was so good. All these movies are really good. But he has such reverence for these situations, and he never belittles it. And Patriots Day, it has some humor, but that's because that's how Boston handles tough situations with that crass humor. In Lone Survivor, it didn't have that. In Deepwater Horizon, Peter Berg takes so much time to really respectfully analyze a culture, and Michael Bay does not. No. Michael Bay was this was in the news one time, and there was explosions involved, so fuck it, let's do it. I can do this. And 13 Hours was there was you gotta feel how frustrating the situation was for the soldiers involved, and you gotta feel, but as far as it was Hollywood explosions, but you don't put Hollywood explosions in a movie about an event that happened less than 4 years ago. That's just like you just don't do it. Like you don't put like big spectacle because it's not supposed to be. At that point, it's about the story of these individuals that are still alive. Like you know what I mean? Like this situation
and
that's
no help is coming.
Exactly. I'm like, but it wasn't. It was just Michael Bay also doing Hollywood special effects like way too big to be realistic explosions and characters that weren't all the way thought through and kind of like douchebaggy frat boy. Like it was like there was so much of it that was so good. Like the action, some of the action was amazing, and some of the character moments were great. And John Cranston from The Office actually plays a pretty badass superhero, or not a superhero, but action hero. So like there was things that were awesome about it, and then there were things that were just so Michael Bay, and he ruined the worst thing about it is that it was directed by Michael Bay. Like 13 Hours, the worst thing about 13 Hours was that
it was directed by Michael Bay.
If it would have been anybody else, it would have been so much better.
So is Michael Bay the new M. Night Shyamalan?
No, because M. Night Shyamalan might make good movies again. I have no hope for... Because what he made, apparently that's pretty good.
Split?
Yeah, Split.
Oh, God, that was so fucking great. Did you guys see that?
I didn't see Split.
I haven't
You
seen
haven't seen
Split
it?
yet.
You see Split? What do you think about Split?
Oh, it was great.
I thought it was a horror movie at first, so I was like...
Well, it wasn't
a
horror. I mean, it was a thriller. So a thriller is kind of like...
More psychological.
Yeah, it was definitely a psychological
If it's not
thriller.
a bloodbath jump scare fest, I'll be fine.
No, it really wasn't. I mean, there was, like, it was scary. It was eerie. I mean, it was a thriller. Like, thrillers are kind of, like, on the horror end, sort of. But they're not, like the jump scares. They're smarter scares. Like, they're not just, like... Let's make really loud music all of a sudden and then have, like, a door slam shut or something.
Movies that know how to build suspense and actually pay it off.
Which I feel like that's what a thriller is a smarter horror movie.
That actually treats its audience with respect and knows they're not fucking dumbasses.
Yeah.
That knows it's fairly easy to get away from a fucking guy that's walking, like, fucking a pace, like 1 foot a fucking hour. And he still fucking catches you.
Why are you so mad at horror movies? You're so angry.
I don't know why. It's just like fucking horror movies, especially like slasher films, like the Rob Zombie Halloween movie. Fucking scared the shit out of me. Fucking hate it.
I don't like. I mean, I won't watch a horror movie unless I see like I think it has like a pretty good storyline and. Like unless I think that it's actually...
It's just like, stab, stab, stab.
Yeah.
Blood fucking everywhere.
Those
stab, stab, stab.
To be honest,
shot of a teenage girl's ass.
Like,
stab, stab, stab.
That's what annoys me about
teenagers having sex.
Is it's basically like the two main reasons, like the two main reasons for them is like blood and gore and
titties.
You know, titties, and I feel like yes, those are parts of a horror movie that are definitely, but I feel like the plot should always still be
Trump all.
I mean, I feel like the only time the plot should not matter is in a porno. Other than that, there should still be a very a good plot. Like the focus should still be on the plot.
Wow, we're really off topic. We were talking about Skull Island.
This is why it's called the
monkeys again.
Bold and brash. We are bold and brash in what we talk about.
And that is very true.
We do not hold back here, ladies and gentlemen.
Split was very good. I mean, there's still like a couple things where you're like, what's going on? Like toward the end, Bruce Willis came out of nowhere and really confused about that. Like, and it was kind of like a credit scene. Everything was over, but then.
So I listened to obviously I listened to other podcasts and we got to talk about this. Apparently, it's a shared universe of another movie he did.
I kind of got that impression, but I feel like they should have made that more obvious.
It's a shared universe with Unbreakable.
That was supposed to be a twist. Spoilers.
That was the one thing spoiled for me about Split. It was in the same universe as
I've
Unbreakable.
Never seen Unbreakable.
Oh.
But I guess I have to now.
Mm-hmm. Just to know why fucking Bruce Willis just shows up at the end.
Also, I like The Happening. People give that movie so much shit. It's Mark Wahlberg in an M. Night Shyamalan film. I like The Happening. It was weird humor. It was really uncomfortable a lot of times. It wasn't a pleasant experience to watch. I liked it.
People are finally...
It's about plants making people commit suicide. And it's about as stupid as it sounds. So, the plants give off a pheromone that makes you suicidal. It's great.
It's as stupid as it sounds.
Give The Happening a try.
I haven't given Shyamalan a try since he fucked up Last Airbender. That was the last time I gave Shyamalan a try.
Well, I don't know. I didn't have that much.
I watched his interview he did about that movie, and he was like, I just wanted to have this entire scene on the Kyoshi Warriors, and the Kyoshi Warriors would have made this entire fucking movie better. No, it fucking wouldn't. It's a shit movie. Any more shit scenes you're gonna put in that fucking shit movie is not gonna make it better.
I never saw the movie. I watched the show, but
All white kids, basically.
What, the show?
No. The show, they had some Asian influences
Oh.
in Last Airbender, but in the movie, he got the whitest kids possible. Even, like, the ones that are supposed to be, like, Native Alaskan.
yeah, I was gonna say he kind of seemed Indian, which really confused the shit out of me.
He's Indian. He would think, oh, some show that has Asian influences, some of the characters are not fucking white.
But the thing is, Aang
Like-
isn't even like he wasn't Asian. He wasn't. He's just like in the
Cartoon.
the
He looked
show.
white.
He was just fucking white. He was.
I can see why you wanted to cast a white guy for Aang. But why'd you cast a fucking white chick and a white guy for Katara and Sokka?
Well, what confused me, I'd never seen the movie, but the fact that, like, why was he, like, he seemed like he was Indian, wasn't he? He kind of got that vibe from him. I never saw
Who,
the movie.
Aang or?
Aang, yeah.
You got that vibe that he was, like, raised to be a little Indian, to be, like, very namaste. And yes,
Oh, yeah.
I did the namaste Buddha thing. And very, like...
You know who else is being accused of being white? I love you can just accuse people of being white now. Like, you're white! Anyways. But, Danny Rand in Iron Fist.
I've heard that controversy. He was white in the comics, people. That's the whole story. The outsider, the kid that almost dies in a plane crash, it gets saved, and they're just like, you have no home to go back to, so we'll train you and make this your home.
There's actually a reason why Danny Rand's right. So before Danny Rand, Iron Fist, who's more popular now, Marvel didn't always only do superhero comics. So before they did westerns and they did kung fu and they did other stuff. So Danny Rand was originally just a kung fu guy, and before Iron Fist, there was this other guy who was Asian and a kung fu guy.
Wasn't his name like Kun Lin or
something like that, some Asian. Anyways, the point is there's some other guy who was kung fu-y and he was Asian, but they wanted to sell more toys, and they thought that if they made Danny Rand's character like another Asian character, is that parents would think they were the same character and not buy the second toy for their kids because they think it would be the same guy. And so by making Danny Rand look different than the Asian guy, then the kids would be like, oh, you have to buy me both toys because it's two different characters. So the reason why Danny Rand's white is to sell more toys, which doesn't make it okay.
I went into the comics area, Dempsey went business, which...
So much of Marvel is that, like a white person going and doing what Asian people do better. Doctor Strange. Which, Doctor Strange actually got away with it, and this is why Doctor Strange got away with Benedict Cumberbatch being white, because they made Tilda Swinton white, and so that absorbed all the controversy, so then no one cared about Doctor Strange. That's my theory, is that if Danny Rand had a more offensive whitewashing, then no one would care that Danny Rand was white. They just have to get a more offensive whitewashing first, and then that makes the Danny Rand situation better. Anyways, the point is, that first episode of Iron Fist fucking sucks. No matter, I don't care what color the character is, it just was bad. It was bad editing. The kung fu stuff looked like crap. The flip over the taxi cab was terrible. Oh my god, the reasoning of this guy who's supposed to be a fucking kung fu master and he can't even figure out to... Oh my god, he's so unbearable.
I did not have that reaction.
It's not the fact that he's white, it's the fact that he's not a good casting choice, and he's not written well, and he's not charismatic, and I don't care about his fucking billionaire business problems. It's so dumb, and the first episode is terrible.
It's not that bad.
It's terrible.
I liked it.
It's like, imagine...
It's not great.
Imagine
it's not Daredevil.
Bad ABC writers works for Netflix.
Monkeys.
And then...
How do we get from monkeys to...
It's worse than Arrow. It's worse than The Flash. It's worse...
Arrow is fucking amazing.
It's worse...
Arrow and Flash are fucking amazing.
It's worse than everything. I don't like Arrow and Flash. It's worse than everything. It's so bad. I just watched the first episode and I couldn't do it. Like, I have a moral obligation to get through it. Like, I understand this. Like, I have a
Just
moral...
so you can watch Defenders come.
Exactly, and so I can kind of be up to speed with my fellow nerds. But
I will say this: Arrow now has gotten on my nerves. I feel like it just seems like they don't know what to do. It just seems like they're like scrambling.
Season
they don't know
4?
what to do. Season 3 pissed me off.
Season 3, that's where you can tell it dipped a little. Season 4 was the continue of that dip. Season 5, they ramped that shit back up.
Season 4 is what I'm talking about. Like,
Season 4, I got really pissed off. It was like, yeah.
We've gotten really off.
I'm just gonna wrap this up. Season 5 is on par with Season 1 of Arrow.
fuck Iron
Hour
Fist.
40.
Okay.
I haven't seen Iron Fist. I plan to watch that
It's
soon.
not that great. Only watch it if you have a moral obligation.
Well, yeah. I mean, I saw Luke Cage, which I was kind of surprised by that. I didn't really want to see that.
Luke
'cause it
Cage
didn't
was
look that
really
good, but it was really, really good. Well, it just seemed like it was Jessica Jones, but
With a,
it wasn't.
large
Yeah,
black
exactly.
guy.
But
it was really good. It had a really good
it was its
story.
own thing. It was
Jessica Jones,
Luke
saw
Cage was pretty
Daredevil.
good. Luke Cage. Okay,
They made him seem like a player, though.
which
like,
is fine. I don't
Fuck,
care.
fuck Jessica Jones, fuck Misty Knight. No, I'm gonna try and fuck Rosario Dawson.
I would. I don't see anything wrong with that. I guess.
Matt Murdock tried to fuck her, but
Okay, yeah. Okay, so
that got very misogynistic. I apologize.
the point is, fuck Iron Fist. Fuck anybody who was involved in that.
Kong was great.
Kong was
Just recapping this episode.
Kong was good.
Bringing us back to
Beauty and the Beast was
Stop it.
shit, according to Dempsey.
Beauty and the Beast has always been shit because that's a terrible premise to sell little girls. Little girls, if you're listening, first of all, don't be, because this isn't a podcast.
This isn't a podcast for you.
Where the fuck are your parents?
Also, yeah,
Don't make us get sued, please.
don't fall in love with guys that held you against your will. That's not healthy. It's not okay.
Brought to you by The Bold and the Brash.
Okay, okay, let's wrap it up. Okay, so this has been The Bold and the Brash. My name's Dempsey.
And I'm Mac. And this...
Cullen.
Dope. For music, I'll do the beat and you do the melody. Ready?